Hi everyone, welcome to Swedish Dharma Tarot. My name's christinamarialeifsdotter and I'm here today to do a reading for Scorpio. Scrumptious Scorpio. So it's a love reading and some interesting cards have fallen out. In the pre-shuffle, the first one was temptation and the second one was movement, which could signify a possible move or possible studies. Then we have the Five of Swords in reverse. When it's upright, it's a question of conflict within or with somebody else. It'll be made clearer, I hope, in the reading afterwards. And communication, that's a great one to have. Always good to have communication happening. And in the Oracle cards, in the Path of the Soul, you've got Intuitive Arts Guide, and in the Yogic Path, now this is what I really like, you've got the deity Parvati. They were twins, I guess. Goddess of devotion, love, and yoga. It can come a lot better than that, I don't think. Let's get on with the reading. Should you desire a personal reading, because these are, of course, very general, but I hope you find something that resonates. But would you like to have your own reading? Don't hesitate. Get in contact with me on the email in the description box. No, I'm really cold. My hands are icy, but I am still alive. But it feels like the hands of a corpse. If you've ever held the hand of a corpse, I actually have. Most haven't, though. Anyway, let's get on with your reading now. The first thing I see is that at the moment you're losing a lot of power, a lot of energy, and you are striving for balance and you're going to manage it. Now, this is a bit hooby-dooby gibberish because you expect me to be more concrete, and I will be. I'm just telling you what I see as I'm laying out the cards. Also, please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And if you think it could help somebody that you know, don't hesitate to share it. And if you really want to be a good friend, subscribe. Oh, you've done well, Scorpio. Really, really, really well. I'm going to start at the beginning. And I see straight away that within your family, the family you grew up in, there was a lot of dysfunctions. Maybe it was alcohol or some other kind of abuse, psychic illness perhaps. If that was the case and it's still active, you would have the Four of Cups upright, but it's coming in the reverse. So that tells me straight away that you've done a lot of inner work and are ready and prepared to move on. I see you also. Queen of Cups. Feeling confident that you will gain balance and the problems will solve themselves, will be solved. I think this is your hubby, your partner, who dearly wants to marry you. Don't you want him? Because you don't have to, but he wants marriage. He wants a stable relationship. That makes you very lucky because Scorpio and Cancer, like I am, the water signs and Pisces, we're all about family and getting attached and married and etc., etc. Air signs like this King of Swords, who is either a Libra, Aquarian, or a Gemini, they're not like that at all. They're freedom loving. They need their independence. They don't want to be hooked up with us. But he does. He wants to be hooked up with you, and you're not so sure. So let's see where it's going to take us. I'll go back to him. He's a bit immature and quite selfish, so that would make it difficult, I guess. But he's not going anywhere. He's in a state of sorrow. I'll see what I can get out from that. Not a lot. Here's his mother. I don't know, maybe she's sick or there's something wrong there, or she tries to influence him too much maybe when it comes to the relationship with you. I see no communication around him. That's a shame because If there's somebody or anybody that are good at communication, it's the air signs. That's their thing. And yet I don't see communication around him. I see communication here at the end of the reading, but that could possibly imply that you're not together at the moment. But you will be contacting him and you will be telling it like it is. Boom. Here's my truth. Boom. You're healing. You have another relationship in your past and you are healing and you're ready to move on now. That being said, you might not want to move on with this air sign. But look at this. The Wheel of Fortune, who's represented by Lakshmi, an Indian deity who symbolizes abundance, both materially and emotionally and whatever abundance you want. You got it with this card. It's also very good protection. It tells me that the universe, is protecting you. And on we go. And here comes a lot of strength and a lot of happiness and a strong communication around that. So I would like to see that your partner comes up in that. No, what I just realized, the man in the air sign, and I was telling you it's very strange because they don't really like to get hitched. He is hitched. He's a married man. So that makes me very sad for you. And I understand now why you rejected him. So sad. It was completely back to front. You know, psychic, we're not machines. We're human and we make mistakes just like humans do. So you do one interpretation and it turns out to be the straight opposite. But I think you can follow in the way the cards have presented the situation and the way the words I've chosen to tell them to you. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry. The good thing here, though, is that, and we've already seen it, is that you are healing. I think you've been very hurt, and I think he's very much hurting as well. That's his sorrow, that he can't have you and his partner, I guess. It's not unusual for men in particular. They're not happily married, but they take the responsibility, their financial responsibility first and foremost, and even an emotional responsibility for their wives and children. And that's okay, but don't go out and get a lover, because that's what happens. That's how they cope. So if somebody's silly enough to become their lover when it suits them, etc., it's lining yourself up for her. You've realized this and you've pulled yourself out of it. And I'm so glad and happy to see that. I thought it was funny. You don't want this guy. No, you don't want this guy. I understand perfectly now how and why. And let's see what else comes up here. I think you have children as well. Or else it's a new man walking into your life with 2 daughters in tow. I saw earlier that you have a lot of fire in you as well, which is great. When you're water, you want a lot of fire because that gives you the action and it stops you from feeling so sorry for yourself and all crying under the full moon, etc. By the way, we have one tomorrow in Scorpio. Yeah. Okay. So you might be feeling a bit wonky, but this is a super moon. It's going to be very, very powerful. And I understand now why I'm waking at 4 o'clock in the morning for the last three mornings. But this one is a keeper. Here's the fire in you. And he is the man that's going to make his way to you as soon as you're ready, willing and able to accept him into your life. So he's an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or has very strong influences of these fire signs in their horoscope. All right. And so whatever he is, I can tell you that he's very generous, he's very loving. A fire sign is everything that an air sign is not. Air signs are not sentimental, they're not particularly affectionate, etc., etc. I'll go back to just describing what he is, not what he's not. He's generous, he's loving, he's lovable. He's going to like action. He doesn't want to get bored, this man. But very lovable and often very creative. And I think he's no exception, because just near him, the sun came up. Now, the sun is the symbol for Leo, so he could also very well be a Leo, but also very creative, very artistic in his manners. In his manners? Yeah, you got me. And if you're going to complain, I'll do it all in Swedish. Then we're back to this one that we saw in the beginning. So turning that situation around, and I think it's not your family that you grew up in, it's the relationship you've had with this King of Swords that's now been overcome and reversed, or whatever you want to call it. You're no longer suffering. You're no longer a victim to this man and that situation. So it's great. I think you're ready to accept a new love very, very soon. Let's have a look at the cards that fell out, shall we? So the first one was the temptation. Yeah. Ooh. If you would like to be pregnant, congratulations. If you think that's a really, really bad time to get pregnant, be very careful in the coming weeks, maybe months. Yeah, coming 3 months. Because I see a bubba. Here's the pregnancy, here's the baby, a little prince in cups. So he should be like you, a Scorpio or a Pisces or a Cancer. Yeah. So that's it. And then the movement. What was that all about? Yeah, I think it's you moving. You want to get away from the town that you're in now. That'll be good for you. And conflicts that are laid to rest. That must be with your previous partner. Yes, here he is. And again, very immature in his energy. So, excuse me, allergy. That being said, you're on the right track. You've got lots of things to look forward to, even a bubba, if you so wish. Babies are great. Oh, there's nothing like holding a baby, especially when it's your own. That's wonderful. Let's have a look at the oracle cards. Yeah, right. Card number 38, Intuitive Arts Guide. There are many forms of intuitive work being done on the planet today. Using your intuitive gifts has a large role in the work you're really here to do. There are many tasks that are undertaken which will actually involve the intuitive process. Whether you paint, write music, design, raise children, waitress, or give psychic readings. Whoa, you're operating from an intuitive source. So true. This guide is here to help you see that your role is important. The work you do is needed. You're in service and your intuitive knowing is strong. You're helping others to acknowledge and accept their own intuition. That's magnificent. But of course, it all starts with yourself, with ourselves. We're always number one. We have to work with ourselves. And once we sort of have a little bit of know-how about how we function or not function, then we can help others when it's needed. I've seen nothing there that tells me about your work. It's a love reading, so that's what they're focused on. But a lot of interesting stuff came up there, not least of all the artistic stuff with your future partner. So you probably have it too. Now the yogic path, remember this one? Parvati, goddess of devotion, love and yoga. You will pull upon Parvati when you've taken immense action toward becoming your highest self. In Hindu mythology, Parvati was in love with unattainable Shiva. Ooh, That's a bit like your king. But it goes on with a different story. Was in love with the unattainable Shiva, who was deep in the mountains practicing yoga and detached from the material world. She knew he needed the feminine to bring him down to earth. But he was totally inaccessible. But instead of begging and pleading, Parvati decided to become her highest self and seek enlightenment through yoga. Her family objected, saying women cannot become yoga. I'll start again. Her family objected, saying women cannot become yogis, but she headed to the mountains anyway, where she stood in a frigid stream, balancing on one leg for uncountable months or years. Eventually, Shiva felt her immense energy and fell in love with her because of her strength and determination. Parvati represents commitment to practice, unbreakable willpower, and the power of self-transformation. Continue your journey toward enlightenment. That's wonderful. If any of you would like to pose a question, I should have said this ages ago, but I'm saying it now. If you'd like to pose a question, put it in the description box quickly, and I will do my best to answer it. I'll just pick up these cards in the meantime. So supermoon tomorrow, or is it today or tomorrow? I think it might be today. Anyway, it goes on for 2 days depending on which part of the world you're in. So in my moon calendar, it's tomorrow, but for some people, it's today. No questions? All right, then. So I say thank you very much for watching. Wish you all the best of luck with everything. Love and light.